Kakadosh. Erev Tov Masechet Ketubot Daf Memtet Amud Aleph 49a1. The Gemara says, "Ve'ima hicha de hadra levenasha hadra laminta kamaita." Maybe we're going to say that in a case where the arusa came back after she was given over to the messengers of the husband, which means her father came, they gave the daughter to the messengers of the husband, and now she comes back. So maybe hadra laminta kamaita, she goes back to original status, right? So therefore, and you're going to tell me that she never goes back to her father's possession. Amar Rava says, "Haukvar paska." They already paskin in the Sheila. Tanan v'Mishmael that they learned in the Academy of Mishmael. Tanan v'Mishmael and neder almana u'grusha. Kol asher asar nasha yakum aleh. What does that mean? V'neder almana u'grusha. Any neder that an almana u'grusha makes, anything that she prohibits on herself, it stays. Mata mulomar. What do we need to say this? V'lo mutzet miklal la'av u'mutzet mikabal. If she's an almana u'grusha, she's not from her father and she's not from the husband. The husband either died or divorced her, and the father, she already went outside the father's house. If the father gave her over to the messengers of the husband, or the messengers of the father gave her to the messengers of the husband, then she got divorced or widowed on the path. Mama, she didn't go to the husband's house. It was on the path. What am I going to say? Bet avia or shel bet bala shel zo? Once she goes one moment from the property of the father, she can't do afaram anymore. That's it. So Amar of Papa says, Afaranami Tanina, we also learned it also, right? When is a na'ara me'orasa going to be chayav sekila? If a person has relations with a girl that she's going to be engaged, sekila. When is that? She has to be a na'ara me'orasa, she has to be a betula, and she has to have bevet avia in her father's house. Bishlema na'ara velo bogeret. I understand the word na'ara teaches you a na'ara and not a bogeret. But a bogeret does not have the same halachot. Betula velo beula. Obviously, she was a beula already. It's not the same halacha. Me'orasa velo nesua. Bevet avia lemiutim. Why do I need bevet avia? Each one was coming to teach you. Each pasuk, right? Remember, each pasuk is so important to come and teach you halacha. So therefore, what is it coming to teach you now, the halacha? So he comes and he says, the halacha is coming to teach you the what? So the second the father gave her over to the shluchei Baal, that's it. It's now chenek. It's not sekila anymore. Why? Because now it's in the possession of the husband. It's not anymore the possession of the father. So Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Kafanan min Tanina, we also learned it, right? We learned it in a Mishnah. What does Mishnah says? If somebody has relations with a married woman, once she goes into the possession of the husband for marriage, even though she didn't have relations, the second that a person has relations with her, it's already chenek. It's not going to be sekila. It's just stam. She went into his possession, right? Shemamina. So it comes to teach you. We learn from here that arusa shezinta after she was given over, it's chenek and not sekila. Okay. Memtet Amud Aleph Mishnah says the Mishnah. The father is not obligated in the mizunot of his daughter, okay, during her lifetime. This was a midrash. Yeah, he's not obligated to give her parnasah, and this is what Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah went and he showed to the Chachamim shebekerem b'Yavne a few different tnaim, which means there's going to be two different takanot that the rabbis instituted, but it's a takana. Mitzad the Torah, he's not obligated. It says over here, En shum dina mechayev oto lazun ota, lo chovato ke'av lebito, lo chovato lishto mitznai ketubah. Right? We're going to see exactly what Gil the Gemara is going to say. Right? What Gil? Yes. So what are the two tnaim exactly? Number one, Abbanim Yirshu. The male boys are going to get the Yerusha of the money of the Ketubah, which is Ketubah ben Indichin, as we already mentioned. The Abbanot Yazonu. The girls get Parnasah until they become Bogerets or until they get engaged. Meaning until they become a Bogeret or they get engaged, they also get Parnasah. Just like the boys, they don't get the Yerusha unless it's after the death of the husband. So to the banot and nizonot elalacha mitat avihen. So to the banot, they're not going to get nizonot unless it's going to be after the death of the husbands. Okay, very good. Says the Gemara, mezonot bito udeno mechayev, hamizonot beno chayav. Says, 1 second. Are you going to only tell me that mezonot bito, the daughter, he's not obligated, but mezonot, the son, he is obligated? 1 second. Bito nami chovahu deleka hamitzvaika. 1 second. Even if you're going to tell me that, there's no chovah, but there's still a mitzvah. Okay, you're right. You're not obligated to, but there's still a mitzvah to do it. So manti matznitin, who is the mitan of a mishnah? Lo Rabbi Meir, lo Rabbi Yehuda. It's not Rabbi Meir, not Rabbi Yehuda, not Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yochanan ben Roka. Why? Tanya, learned in a Braita, mitzvah lazun et habanot. Says the first one, which we're going to see, it's Rabbi Meir. It's a mitzvah to give mezonot to the banot. Why? Kal v'chomer labanim. All the more so, it's a mitzvah to give to the banim. Da'askem Torah. Meaning, at the end of the day, the boys, they learn Torah. So the fact that the boys get Torah, kal v'chomer, there's a mitzvah to give food to the boys. But there's a mitzvah to give it to the girls as well. And kal v'chomer to the boys. Rabbi Yehuda, these are the words of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda omer, mitzvah lazun et habanim, the mitzvah is on the boys. Kal v'chomer labanot, the opposite. It's more important to give parnasah to the banot because of kal v'chomer of the banim, because of ziluta. What does it mean? It's a zilzul. What? A girl to start asking for food on the, like going knocking. Rabbi Yochanan ben Roka omer, chova lazun et habanot lacha mitat avihen, aval b'chayei avihen elu ve'elu nozim. He says no. After mitat avihen, it's a chova lazun et habanot. Meaning, after the death of the father, it's an obligation to give the parnasah to the banot. But b'chayei avihen, when the father is still alive, elu va'elu, boys and girls, and nizonim, the abba, right? Mani matniti. Who's the Tana of this Mishnah? Rabbi Meir says, Amar banim mitzvah. He says banim is a mitzvah. He didn't say it's a chova. One more time. What did we just say? We said at the beginning of the Gemara, Mezono bito udeno chayav, mezono beno chayav. So first of all, chayav and mezono beno. And then we said that there's no chova by the bito, but there's a mitzvah. So it's not Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir came and he said it's a mitzvah by both, also the boy and also the girl. Rabbi Yehuda, he says banim is also a mitzvah, not a chova, so it's not Rabbi Yehuda. And if it's Rabbi Yochanan ben Roka, even a mitzvah, there's nothing. Why? Because the father doesn't have to give anything to the boys. It's only during the lifetime. It's only after death, and then it's a chova for the girls. But during lifetime, it's for nobody. So who's the Mishnah then? Who's the Mishnah? Then the Mishnah is saying chova for the banim, mitzvah for the banot. And what's going on? So answers the Gemara, it could be either one. Each one of them, it could be like that. Let's explain. Let's look at Rabbi Meir. This is what he says, right? A father is not obligated to give mizonot to his daughter. Vehu adin livno. The same halacha applies to his son. So that means, one more time, Rabbi Meir just says you're not chayav to anybody. Yeah, not for the boys, not for the girls. Ha-mitzvah bevito ika. But there is a mitzvah for the daughters. Kavachomer labanim. In Kavachomer, the banim, there's going to be a bigger mitzvah because they learn Torah. V'hai diktani bito. So why do we say mifurash bito? Shmalan comes to teach you, memtet amubet, 49b, ta'afilu bito chova udeleka. Even the daughter, there's no chova because she's not learning Torah. Ha-mitzvah ika, but there's still a mitzvah. So that's the chidush. Meaning, again, one more time, according to Rabbi Meir, he just said that there's not going to be a chova, right, for anybody. Eno chayav imzono bito, there's no chova at all. There's a mitzvah by the bat, and kavachomer, there's a mitzvah for the ben. So why did the Mishnah mention the bat? It says mention the bat just to teach you that there's no chova, but there's still a mitzvah. Okay. Next. Maybe you could say Rabbi Yehuda. This is what he's saying. The father is not obligated in the mizunot of the daughter. And all the more so that the son. So therefore, there's going to be a mitzvah for the son, right? And kal vachomer for the daughters. So why do we teach bito? Mashmalan comes teach you the afilu bito chova leka. Because even the daughter, there's no chova. There's not going to be a chova. There's only mitzvah. So it comes out according to Shtat Yehuda, the person's not obligated in mizunot bito v'kol shekel livno not. Why? Because of ziluta. Remember, that means girls are more important because of ziluta. But there's a mitzvah bivno and kal vachomer, the mitzvah bibito. So what is it coming to teach you? The afilu bito, there's no chova. It's only mitzvah. Okay, next. A person not obligated in the mizunot of his daughter. No, so it's the same halacha. It's huadin. There's no kol shekin. Huadin. Rabbi Yochanan memloka. Banim v'banot selam mishos. The bidiyuk oto davar. It's the exact same thing, right? V'huadin livno. V'huadin dafilu mitzvah namilek. There's also not a mitzvah. There's nothing. The ID the banol lacham itatavel chova. But after the death of the father, there's a chova gemura because of the tanai of the ketubah, right? Tananami enochayav. That's why we taught also that there's no going to be chayav to do with that, because again, in that moment, there's no chayav. There's nothing. So Amar Rabbi Amar Shakish Rabbi Yehuda Bar Chanina says Rabbi in the name of Shakish in the name of Rabbi Yehuda Bar Chanina beUsha itkinu bat and Usha they instituted she'adam zan et banav v'menotav kashem ktanim, that a person is obligated to give them and while they're ktanim. So it comes out here that what does that mean until they're ktanim? So there's a whole question here. Is it ktanim until ben shesh? Right? There's a whole question here in the Avnei Miluim and everything. Is it until they're 6 years old? Right? Or did they add it on until mamash ktanim? Doesn't mean even until right until, how do you call this? Until bar mitzvah. Yeah, that's the entire question. Okay. Yeah, you're correct. So one more time. Until the age of 6, the father is chayav even without a takana. That's what it says here in Avnei Miluim. But from 6 until bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, that's when it's going to be the takanat usha. There was a special takana. So they asked the Gemara, so they're going to have a safek. Hilchata kavate, when hilchata kavate is zalacha like, right? Is zalacha like Rabbi Ila or not? Because this was Rabbi Ila. So Tashema, that means is zalacha like this institution that a father is obligated to give parnasah to his children until they're bar mitzvah. So Tashema, kiavatu lekamid Rabbi Yehuda. So when they came in front of Rabbi Yehuda, he says yarod. Like yarod is a tanim. It's a balchai which is very cruel on his children. Right, gam tanim, right? Well, here it says some people say it's a mean off, and some people say it's a mean nachash. So it's either a snake or it's like a bird. Yalda ve'avnei mata shadia. He says what? The snake is going to give birth, and then he's going to throw the parnasah on the city, which means from here you learn that the betin are going to force the father to give parnasah, and they're going to even like force him. They're going to scream at him. They're going to embarrass him, just like Rabbi Yehuda did, right? You can't really mamash force legamne. What does that mean? Because at the end of the day, what? He's going to have children and then everyone else should feed them? Like what? It's a mitzvah to have so many children and then afterwards, other people are going to, give them. So when they came in front of Rav Chasta, so he went and he said, Kapulu wasita. He said, this is the opposite of the machtel. What does it mean? You're turning it around on its face, which is basically like a very big utensil. You're putting it upside down. But tzibura and the makom tzibur. That means basically what are you going to do? You're going to take, like, say, a basket, turn it upside down, you stand up on top. Yeah, veleikum, you're going to get up. Veleima, you're going to say, orva by bane. Even an orev, like the raven, right? He comes and he wants his children. But he doesn't want his children. That means, mamash, do you understand what's going on? Mamash, you put it down, you say, hey, תסתכל על הבן אדם הזה. הוא לא רוצה לפרנס את הילדים שלו. So says the Gemara, the orva by bane. Does the orev really want his children? What does it mean in the pasuk that we say in Tehillim? Noten li b'malachma livnei orev sheyikrau. What's the pshat? Meaning that HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chodo b'atzmo hu zan otam. זה לא ההורים שלהם. Answers the Gemara lakashya. Ha-bechivarya be'ofne. He says, אם זה לבנים או שחורים. The orvim that Rabbi Yehuda says, mitratzim v'latzeim, we're talking about the orvim shchorim. Right? He says over here, ha'orev, during the time of Leida, he's all white. So the mother and the father, they separate. They hate them because they think it's not their child. And when it starts growing, they become black, and then they become loved on their children. Right? That's the Bnei Orev. So when they came in front of Rabbi Elmaleh, he says, says what? You want your children to start getting food from tzedakah? So basically, he was trying to, again, he couldn't force them, but he was forcing them with words, but he couldn't, Bemet, he can't force, right, with force. But he was putting pressure. That's only if he doesn't have money. But if he has money, they force him against his will to give tzedakah to his children. Meaning, if a guy doesn't have the money, he's scared. What do you want from him? If the guy has money, they force him. He took him up 400 zuz for tzedakah, right? For family members. Kal v'chomer for his own children that he would do that. So Amar Rabbi Laman and Shakish be'usha itkinu u'kotev kol nechasav libanav hu v'ishto nizrim. You know, in Usha, there's a main institution. If you write all your properties to your children, you and your wife, all the rest of your life, you get food from it. What does that mean? Some people, it actually happens, very dangerous. They come, they give everything over to their children when they're alive, and all of a sudden the children come and they say, well, out.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened here in Miami. I don't know for them personally, but I heard the story. Right? So what happens? He says over here in Usha, the media institution, if you do that, no problem. But the parents could get parnasa from the property for the rest of their life. Even more than that, they said, and Almana is going to get from his properties. Who we show me by so called him and his wife is going to get. The Shalach Rabbi Migarta, Rabbi went and he sent him and get it. Mishemet v'niach Almana ubat. Somebody that dies and he left an Almana ubat. Almanato nizol min chasav. And Almana is going to get the parnasa from the properties. He said abat almanato min chasav. So now if the daughter got married, so now the Almana gets from the properties. Meta abat if the daughter died. Amar Rabbi Yehuda ben Achoto shel Yosef Yochanan al yadi yamase. It was a story with him. And they said almanato nizol min chasav. Who v'ishtomi. So obviously, meaning even after the death of the daughter, the Almana still gets from the properties. So kal v'chomer hu v'ishto, זאת אומרת, ha'aba shenatan et hakol habanim, right? That he gave everything, and the wife for sure they're going to get it. No, I would have thought to say hatamul delekat tarach. There, nobody's going to be toreach to give parnasa to the almana because the husband died. But you can say no. Tell the father, you go work now. Go work for you and your wife. Kamashmanan comes teach you that we don't say that. That they get the parnasa for the rest of the time. So we're going to ask the question: is halacha like Rabbi Elmaleh or not? He came and he kissed Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yonatan on his feet. What's this? Amarle, he says, he wrote all his properties to his children, and I forced them to give the parnasa to their father. Because of that, this old man is coming and kissing me, right? To show me like the appreciation. Baruch Hashem, I saved him because, he went and he did everything. Continues at the Shem tomorrow.